Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm just checking in on you. I'm just checking in on you, seeing how your week's going. What are you doing? Are you driving home? This podcast is a little late today. I was flying to Nashville. You're driving home. Why don't you, one of the things you should do is just try to take a deep breath and just, let people in. That just makes it go by so much nicer. Be a courteous driver. Don't be a smirtious driver. Well, he always has to fucking rhyme. You know what I mean? I love when they do shit. You rhyme stuff. It's easy to remember. They just treat you like a fucking child. Speaking of which, I just had a fucking credit card shut off on me. Because when I was in Europe, I missed a fucking payment. It was gone for like a month. But I came back, I paid him right back, and then I don't know what the fuck, I left my house, getting the kitchen done, something happened, boo, I didn't get there in time, and they were just like, yeah, go fuck yourself. You missed 2 payments in 6 months. So they're like, if you want to reapply, it's like, I don't want to reapply. Just turn the fucking thing back on. I gave you all the money. You got it in your thing, you're just waiting for the check to clear. And the first lady said that they were going to turn it back on, after I talked to them for like an hour. Not an hour. It felt like an hour. It's probably like 8 minutes. That's not true. It was the usual bullshit. You get on there and it's just like, hi, who am I speaking with? And then I always say my name and they go, what's your zip code? I tell them that. And they go, hey, what's the name of your first goldfish? I fucking tell them that, right? And then they go, okay, what's the problem? I go, well, the problem is this. And they go, well, that's not my department. I'm going to transfer you. And then they transfer you to somebody else. And they just go, hi, who am I speaking with? It's like, bitch, I just fucking why did I have to give it to the first person? Why doesn't the first person just fucking say, what is your problem? Okay? And then they go, oh, well, that's not my department. So I'm not going to fucking waste any of your time or my time getting all this information up. By the time I get to the person that I want to talk to, they'll be like, yeah, who am I speaking with? I'll be like, William, but I've been doing all right with the temper. I've been doing all right. So I just told the lady, I just said, listen, I do a lot of business with you, but the problem is I pay mine off at the end of every month because I don't want to pay any fucking interest, which is why my credit is only fair. I have fair credit because they don't make the amount of money that they want. They want me running on that fucking wheel until I die, and I just don't do it. So they punish me. Why do I give a shit? So now I got to reapply. So I told them, I said, look, I'm not doing business with, it was MasterCard. I'm not doing business with you guys anymore. And the whole time I'm trying to threaten them and puff up my chest. I'm like, these people do billions and billions of dollars worth of business a month. Do they they give a fuck that your pasty freckled ass is just going to go over to Visa? I mean, within 5 years, Visa's going to buy MasterCard and MasterCard's going to buy Visa. We'll be all down to one world fucking bank. Oh my God, in the future. Jesus, can you imagine that phone call? It's going to be ridiculous. They don't even give a fuck now. I can't imagine when it's just going to be down to one goddamn bank. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it was my fuck up, and I guess they have an algorithm, and if you miss 2 of them... Oh, Jesus Christ. So now I got to apply for a fucking credit card. I don't even know how to do that. Back in the day, you went to the bank and you got a form. I'm sure now it's all done online. I'm sure I could Google it. I'm sure I could make my life easy and just fucking Google the goddamn thing, but I don't want to do it. Fuck it. Fuck it, Fucking goddamn Nashville. It's like maybe I could write a country song about losing my fucking credit card. I'll go down to one of these honky tonks down here. If that's what they really even are. I guess they're not, are they? Anyway, so I stayed in this hotel in Washington, D.C. that I actually really liked, but in the hotel, it's the Hotel Liaison on New Jersey Avenue and Avenue D. And I'm walking in, right? I check in, everything's fine. Well, it wasn't fine. The computers were down, but the staff was just great there. But on the wall, they got this picture of this old guy. And by old, I mean he's probably about 7 years older than me. So he's really fucking old, but not like, he's not going to die soon. He's just, the creepy guy at Hooters, right? So he's got the male pattern baldness thing going on. He shaved his head down. He's doing the best he can, And he's standing there in this trench coat and he's smoking a fucking cigar. So I'm like, look at this. That's a cool picture. Maybe they got a cigar lounge here or something like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So then I get in the elevator and I go up to my floor. I was staying on the fucking 6th floor. And it's just a series of pictures of this guy. I go up to the gym and it's just him smoking the cigar, basically trying to be the most interesting man in the world. It's the weirdest fucking photo shoot and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Is the guy who owned the hotel? Nobody at the fucking hotel knows who he is. Then they have this giant photo of him and it looks like he's standing outside of the White House gate, like some really official-looking building. And he's sitting there in his trench coat, and he's looking at his phone, and this is, this drop-dead gorgeous 20-something standing there in, like, sort of a business suit, but it's like Hillary Clinton on top, but then like a mini skirt, and then she has, like, high heels, and she's sitting there looking frustrated, like there's nothing more she wants in the world than this man's attention. And he doesn't have time for her because he's trying to figure out the fucking world. So if anybody knows, somebody must have asked the question. Maybe it's on the internet. Who the fuck is that guy? And why didn't he run for president? Because he would fit in tremendously with those two fucking nitwits from last night. By the way, I didn't watch a second of it because I was on stage doing my last show before I tape my special tomorrow night. And to be honest with you, the two of them disgust me so much that it didn't even dawn on me to fucking watch it. And I caught the end of the Cubs game, and what were they up like fucking 10-2? You know what's funny is I hate Donald Trump, but I got to tell you something. His fucking hotel is the shit, and it looks like a giant castle. And me and Bartnick went in there to drink. And I was hoping there was going to be a bunch of people in there talking about Trump, and I was going to fuck with them and act like I was into Hillary. But it's tremendous, man. I felt like I was on the fucking Titanic. It was absolutely beautiful. It used to be an old post office or something like that. So, Anyway, so I went in there and I watched the fucking... and there's probably some psycho people out there like, I wouldn't spend a fucking dime. Good. I'm glad you wouldn't. I'm glad you wouldn't, and I'm glad you weren't there, all right? There was this Asian dude walking around, and he had, like, he had this sport coat on that was blue with white stars, like the American flag, and then his pants were, like, almost like what the Indiana Hoosiers wear, their warm-ups. It's the red, so he's dressed like the American flag, and he was walking around doing this dead-on Donald Trump impression. It was actually fucking funny as hell. So we had a good time hanging out there, and I got to watch the end of the Cubs game. So now it's 2-2. And I don't know, like the fucking World Series, the most interesting World Series is the Cubs versus the fucking Cleveland Indians. And I didn't want the Cubs to go down 3-1. As much as I like the Dodgers. I always liked the Dodgers because I hated the Yankees when I was a kid. And we could never beat them. So then the Dodgers would always meet them in the World Series, and I watched them lose in 77, 78, and then finally get them in 81. And as I've mentioned before, Tommy John, who the surgery's named after, was pitching for the Los Angeles Dodgers in 77, 78, lost to the Yankees. He goes to the Yankees, and in 1981, they meet the Dodgers, and the Dodgers beat the Yankees. It was like when, who was that guy? What the fuck's his name? He just scored his 500th fucking goal in hockey. When he was on the Pens and they lost to the fucking Red Wings. Why do I keep thinking Dominic Hasek? It's something begins with an M. I'm the worst, dude. The second the fucking season's over, I forget everybody's fun. This is ridiculous. This guy's like a superstar, and I haven't been able to watch any games. Although the NHL actually reached out to me to tell me how to watch the games on the internet. And what I was going to say, the analogy would be like when that guy played with the Penguins, lost to the Red Wings. Next year was on the Red Wings and then lost to the Penguins. Then the next year he went to the Blackhawks. And I remember talking about that on the podcast. Going, this guy loses 3 different years in the fucking finals on 3 different teams. 3 years in a row. I don't think that would have ever happened. Jesus, that was a long fucking way to go. Anyways, plowing ahead here. So congratulations to the Cleveland Indians. Holy shit, the Cavaliers win the championship, and now you guys are in the World Series just mowing down the competition. You swept my Boston Red Sox 3 games to none. My Boston Red Sox, who I have not watched religiously since 2010. The tail end of the steroid fucking shit. I just got sick of it. But I'm coming back, though. I always come back in October. And then they beat the Blue Jays 4 games to 1. So you got to be asking yourself, if I was Terry Francona, first of all, I get on the treadmill. All right? He's looking a little swollen. All right? But other than that, I would want to play the World Series in like 2 days. I would want to just keep fucking moving along. Keep it moving rather than everybody sitting around fucking cooling off a little bit. So this is going to be the big battle. The battle between the team that hasn't won in 108 fucking years versus the team that hasn't won in close to 60. So I guess you're supposed to be for the Cubs. It'd be great to see the Cubs, but it'd also be great to see the Indians. You know, I had family out there when I was growing up in Ohio. And, you know where the Cubs lost me? I don't know if I brought this up. I talked about this on the Sports Junkies in D.C. They lost me with the Steve Bartman thing. You know, the way they went after that guy was the exact same way every other fucking city would have, including Boston. But the thing was, the Cubs had like that fucking, you know, I don't know, the you know, hey, let's play 2, and we just root for them. We're the lovable losers. They had like that thing, like despite the fact that they were losing, they had this happy-go-lucky sort of vibe about them. And the way they went after that guy, the way they put his fucking phone number out there, it's like these guys are just a bunch of fucking animals. The same way they would have done that in Boston. You know? At least we yelled at a player. You know what I mean? We went after Bill Buckner. That poor bastard had to move to like fucking Idaho. So anyways, let's, I'm just bullshitting here. Let's get down to what the fuck I need to talk about here. I am in Nashville right now. I just moved the computer. I hope this isn't going to make too much noise. I'm doing my special tomorrow, and I want to thank everybody who's been coming out to my shows during the writing of this. Not really writing, the fucking spewing it out on stage. So tomorrow night is the big fucking thing, right? So all week, I was just almost like wanting to just get past doing the special, right? Let me just set this down. I was just looking at it with like, dude, once I fucking do that special, I don't have shit for the rest. I'm doing Comics Come Home with Dennis Leary and those guys. That's my only other gig. And I'm just fucking home. I'm going to cook up a storm. I'm going to fly helicopters. I'm going to play drums. I'm going to edit this fucking series. I'm not doing fucking shit. And, there's always a pressure whenever you're doing a special. And I was kind of dreading it. And it finally hit me last night, because I'm never, like, working on my act. I'm just having fun. But this weekend was like, I got to get this thing down from 2 hours down to about an hour and a half, 120, somewhere in there, which I was able to do. But just like my whole approach was, it was just getting too fucking robotic. And last night on stage, I was just like, you never know what you're going to say when you walk out there. I mean, you know what your bits are, but you just fuck around. Just do that. And I did that, and I was able to kind of get into the zone. So I've never done that on a special or whatever. So I think I'm going to try, at least to be in that headspace, and maybe try to remember to enjoy it, which I know I'm going to. But I got tonight off. I kind of wish I didn't. I think, I feel like the fucking Indians. I hope I don't cool off here. But I'm really fucking psyched, man. I'm going to get this thing finally recorded. I should have recorded it months ago. And it's going to be this big fucking weight off of my chest. And then I can, I told you, my favorite thing ever is the day after the special, you got no jokes, and I get to start it all over again. You know what I mean? It's like taking a bunch of shit to Goodwill and getting it the fuck out of there before you buy a bunch of more shit that you don't need, right? And then you fucking start all over again. It's probably a bad analogy, but anyways, I know I just made a ton of noise there, but I do have to touch the computer when I go to look for shit here. All right. So, even though I've watched a bunch of highlights, of the NHL coming up so far, and what I've realized, and as Joe Bartnick told me, the worst thing, the Bruins basically did the worst fucking thing that you can do if you're trying to rebuild your team. All right. The last 2 years in a row, on the last day of the season, we got bounced out of the playoffs. We were like the number 9th fucking position. So not only do we not get a good draft pick, we lose out on all playoff revenue money. It just sucks. And we've done it 2 years in a row. And, a couple years ago, or I guess last year, when we fucking dealt everybody away to clear money for the fucking salary cap or whatever the fuck we were going to do, we haven't made any fucking exciting moves. It just looks like it's going to be more of the same, where we're going to be struggling, where our big three, Marchand, Chara, and Bergeron, are going to try to get us there again. And I don't know. It's just like Toronto did it smart. Toronto just fucking gave away the farm, shit the bed, and now they got this Austin Matthews guy to build around. Winnipeg did the same thing, and now they got this fucking guy, which you look at his name, and I don't even know how to say it. I already forget his fucking name. But he's a monster. He had a hat trick. It's like the two of them, all of a sudden, it's just like, are these the new guys? Is this, I know it's really early, but it's just like they're looking like, I don't know. It's like, did another Crosby, another Lemieux, another fucking, Timu Solani, whatever, some big fucking Ovechkin goal-scoring guy, did we miss out on that guy again? We've never had that guy. We've never had that guy. The closest we ever had to that guy, we had Bobby Orr, and he was a fucking defenseman. We've never had the fucking guy. Wait, Phil Esposito. I'm sorry. But that was before my time. Well, since I've been watching him, since Ray Bourque had the mustache and wore number 7 in 1979, 80, 81, right around there when I started watching, we've never had the fucking guy. Just never get the fucking guy. I just don't understand. You know what we suck at? We suck at sucking at the right time, it seems. So, I don't know. It's going to be I don't know. But we do have the right coach. So, I don't know. Settling into another fucking season. We'll see how it goes. Looks like Montreal made some great fucking moves. Price is back, healthy as hell. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking of hanging around tomorrow night and going to that Predators Penguins game with Bartnick. So if you're going down there, maybe I'll see you down there. Get to see PK Subban and all that shit. Could be a good fucking time. So I don't know how much fucking time I've done here. Let me read a little advertising. All right, Lyft, everybody. You know about Lyft, right? Do you know about Lyft? It's that app that gets you a ride in minutes, on demand, 24/7, for less than the cost of a cab. Well, how the fuck do they do that? Cabs are pretty cheap, aren't they? I don't know. We got to buy the medallion. Maybe that's the fucking overhead. As opposed to just having some guy hey, I'll get in the car with you. If you've tried Lyft, you know what I mean. With Lyft, you just download the app, request a driver, and they show up in 3.5 minutes on average. That's really fast. I don't get why they can do that and taxis can't. Every Lyft driver is fully vetted through that 10-point safety standard. Oh, I take it back. This isn't like Uber where you fucking get in with the former serial killer, right? Is there such a thing? He hasn't killed in a while? They actually do a background check. I'm going to use this shit. Including criminal and DMV background checks. you'll get around quick. So you'll get around quickly and safety. Lyft drivers are rated after every ride, so only the best stick around. You don't have to worry about getting into a filthy car with some creepy dude. With Lyft, you can tip in the app, which obviously leads to happier drivers. I mean, 9 out of 10 Lyft riders get a perfect 5-star rating from the passengers. It's just a better all-around experience. Bigger isn't always better. Lyft isn't the biggest ride-sharing app, but it's the fastest-growing and the highest-rated one. What they're talking about here is quality over quantity. Thanks to Lyft, you got an easy way to avoid drunk driving. You never have to bum a ride, and you never have to worry about parking. A lot of people are actually getting rid of their cars and relying on Lyft to get around. And you know what? I don't blame them. Who is the I in that? Is that supposed to be me? That's fucking nuts. Maybe you could do it. I don't know. You know what's weird is what's great about Lyft is, it gets all these drunk drivers off the road, but now everybody's texting and driving. They're thinking, well, because I'm sober. It's a fucking scary time out there. All right. Right now, Lyft is offering our listeners a special deal. Get 3 free rides up to $10 each. That's up to a $30 value when you enter the promo code BILLBURR, BILLBURR, all one word, all capitals. Just download the free Lyft app today and enter the promo code BILLBURR, like I said 2 seconds ago in the payment section. You'll start with three free rides up to $10 each, and that's up to a $30 value. That's promo code BURR. Hey, enter promo code BURR. All right, PetNet. PetNet, man. Do you ever wonder if you're overfeeding your pet? No, if it becomes a fat fuck, I can kind of see it, right? There's got to be a reason for this. Sure, studies show feeding your pet the right amount every day would help them live longer. But how do you know you're feeding your pet the right amount of food each day? Oh, I see what they're saying. Introducing PetNet Smart Feeder. Oh, my God. These people have to advertise forever. This is another great one. Once again, if you missed it, that's PetNet Smart Feeder. The new smartphone. What the fuck? I just lost my place. The new smartphone-controlled automatic pet feeder that personalizes your pet's daily calorie intake using their age, weight, activity level, and food type. With the PetNet app, you can schedule and monitor your pet's meals all from your smartphone, meaning your pet is always fed even when you're running late. Stop worrying about feeding your pet the wrong amount of food every day. The PetNet Smart Feeder, that might be my favorite word in the English language right now, will feed the healthiest portions at the right time, every time automatically, with all our pets. And the PetNet Smart Feeder is the best way for you to make sure you're feeding them the right amount every day. But these things are popular, and since the PetNet Smart Feeder is produced in a limited quantity each month, you need to get yours before they sell out at shoppetnet.com/Burr today, and you get free shipping too. Personalize the way you feed your pets with PetNet. Get PetNet Smart Feeder plus free shipping when you go to shoppetnet.com/Burr. That's shoppetnet.com/Burr. For the love of Christ, shoppetnet.com/Burr. All right, what the fuck? How many more of these are there? We got 2 more. Well, I'm not reading those now. I'm going to give you a break for my fucking awful reading out loud skills, or the lack thereof. So, anyways, I got myself into stand-up special shape. I'm going to keep fucking going right through to Thanksgiving. And as mentioned, hey, I'm going to be doing a benefit, the Cam Neely, Dennis Leary benefit in Boston. I believe that's Saturday, November 12th. Tickets are on sale. And about this time next month, the 5th annual Patrice O'Neal Comedy Benefit will be going down again. I'll be announcing the lineup in about 3 weeks. I know I got a spot coming up on Conan O'Brien, I think on November 9th. And one of the promotional things is going to be that. And it's one of my favorite things of the year. I get to see all these comics that always headline, so I never see them. And so it's become like this sort of stand-up comedy, like fucking high school reunion thing. I always get to see his mom. and Patrice's family. It's just, it really is a fucking great event. And this year I think I'm actually going to do a little more press on it, because at first I never did any press. It's a long story as to why I didn't. I didn't because I was pissed, basically. Because the first year we were going to have a benefit and the industry was going to put it together. And it was all set to come together. All right? And then all of a sudden it went away, which is an expression in the entertainment business. What happened? Hey, I thought I was doing that thing. It went away. It went away. Like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm not going to tell you the reasons why it went away, but it was infuriating. So I just said, fuck this. And whatever. I got help with the right people. And I was so pissed that it went away the first time that I was like, fuck this. We don't need advertising. I got Colin Quinn. I got Jim Norton. I got Opie and Anthony behind this fucking thing. And I thought it was a great, like, sort of tribute in a way to Patrice, that his name alone would sell out this theater, you know, the love that people had and all of that. And he was always like underground, you know, all these people that were getting accolades like, oh my God, she's the best, he's the best, blah, blah, blah. And everybody who was doing it knew he was the best. So I thought it was kind of a cool way to do it. But now what I'm seeing is, now that he's been gone, unfortunately, coming up on 5 years, I think it's important that, you know, to get his name out there and stuff like that. So I'm just going to maybe do a little bit of press this time around and tell some stories and that type of stuff about, you know, how fucking truly amazing that guy was. So before the tickets even go on sale, once again, I want to thank everybody. You know, there's people that we meet after the show that have come almost every year. A few people have come every single year. And like, other than paying for the, to rent the place out, all the proceeds have gone to his family, and they've been able to do wonderful things. Everything from sending his stepdaughter to private school, and his mother has a nice place to live, and she doesn't have to worry about anything. So, like, you know, and it's just one of those things. Like, I always hated when somebody passed, and then you do like one benefit for their surviving family members and everything. It's like, well, here you go. Here's this sack of money. Try to make this last for another fucking 40 years. You know, so I don't know. That's a big fucking deal. So anyways, I think I'm about all talked out. I think I've done a half hour. I have no fucking idea. If I haven't done a half hour, I'm just going to speak to you the way that they did the credit card people speak to you. It's just like, well, I'm sorry you're confused. They said that to me. It's like, I'm not confused. I'm telling you what you told me. Well, I'm sorry. It's like, you're not sorry. Stop saying you're sorry. I just started saying it back to her. I was like, you're literally like talking to a robot. I go, I'm sorry that you're sorry, that I'm sorry, that I'm confused even though I'm not, but maybe you are, but you're not going to take responsibility for that. You know? I was really off my game. I should have, like, just asked to speak to somebody above them. I don't know. Let me just read the last advertising, because evidently I got to spend the next fucking hour trying to figure out how to apply for a credit card online, which I'm sure there's no fucking safety risk there. You know, probably have to go to some website and fucking type in my social security number and all that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. We should just go back to trading. You know what I mean? You know, back in the day when someone come to town and someone would be like, hey, is that a turnip? And you'd be like, why, yes, it is. It's like, you want a pair of boots? You'd be like, yeah, I'd love a pair of boots. Give me 4 turnips. Ah, man, I can't give you. That's 2 turnips a boot. Come on. All right. Let me give, how about 3? You'd be like, all right, I'll give you 3. You know, these are big fucking turnips, by the way. And people's diets were very limited, too. So I think if you showed up with a fucking turnip, everybody was excited. You know what I mean? So if you just made that a little more modern, it'd be like, hey, man, is that an iPhone? Yeah, all right, I'll give you my hoodie. You want a hooded sweatshirt with whatever may or may not be in the front pockets? You know, there's some degenerate gambler that would try to take that fucking... What if it's something good, man? Anyways, all right, Jesus Christ, Bill. Just read the fucking last 2 and put this podcast out of its fucking misery. I don't think I've ever been less funny on a fucking podcast You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like such a self-sabotaging cunt. I got this big gig coming up. I wasn't supposed to drink this week. I fucking drank every night. I smoked 4 fucking cigars. I stayed out till 3 in the morning. I was hanging out with Trump supporters. I was hanging out with fucking people. You know who's I realized was I should have hung out with Hillary supporters. They would have been more fun to annoy, because Trump supporters, they don't give a fuck. They're all knees and elbows. You know what I mean? They're too dumb to get fucking, like, annoyed. I wasn't even trying to do that. I actually met great people down there that night. But, like, the Hillary people are just, that would have been fun. It's fun because you can hit them on 2 different levels. You can annoy them politically, and then you can also be, like, chauvinistic and sexist. You can just throw all of that in. Which always goes back to that fucking prank I wanted to do with Patrice O'Neal. And anybody out there can steal this if you want to. In the late 90s, when we were struggling, no one knew who the fuck we were, I came so close to convincing him to do it. And at the last second, he didn't want to do it. We were going to go on to Judge Judy. And either he was going to sue me or I was going to sue him, and it didn't matter because whoever won, like, whatever. Even if they made him pay me, I'd just give him the fucking money back or vice versa. But we were going to go on there, and we were just going to try to see how mad we could make her, you know? And we would act dumb, so that would feed into her fucking ego. And the one thing that I knew I was going to do, but I didn't know if I could keep a straight face, was when she yelled at me at one point. I was supposed to be like, hey, lady. Like, that alone, she would have blown a fucking gasket. And as long as I acted, like, dumb enough, I don't know, because it was like the height of those judge shows, and it just annoyed me how they were always grandstanding, yelling at these fucking simpletons, you know, like they were the smartest person on the planet. It's like, you know, if you were really smart, you'd probably still be a judge, wouldn't you? Well, actually, maybe they are smart, because then they got out of the judicial system and they got their own fucking judge show. But then that would mean that fucking Dr. Phil is really smart, which I'm sure he is. Dude, Dr. Phil, I swear to God, doesn't he look like he strangles puppies? He just seems like he has, like, the most horrific fucking temper. Like, he should have been one of those, like, if he ever got, like, an acting gig, like, he would be, like, a great, like, remember Sling Blade? When, in the end, when he's in that home, that insane asylum, and that fucking weirdo's talking to him, he would have been great as that, you know? Like, I look at that guy, and I swear to God, like, I just, he probably does that Phil Spector shit. Whoever his poor woman is, you know, he probably sticks a gun in her mouth, you know, because they're out of ketchup. That's what he strikes me as. He looks like a dirty cop to me. Anyway, that was a little comedy. All right, let's read the last few of these. All right, Simply Safe. Oh, fuck, I almost forgot to tell you guys this. So I'm just sick of all the areas that I'm in on the internet. I go to the same fucking 4 websites, and one of them I just got boxed out of. One of them was Facebook. I went to change my password, and they said, it's for security purposes. We've blocked your account. We just need some information out of you so we know it's you. And they try to get me to give them my passport or my birth certificate. That's like, dude, you're a social media site. I'm not giving you this stuff. Go fuck yourself. So now I'm officially off Facebook. I don't know how to get back. I mean, back in the day, we changed your password. They just sent you an email. That was it. And now they just keep trying to get more information out of you. Like, if you notice this new thing, if you valet a car, like they go, just text us. You know, just text this number off your cell phone. So then they get your cell phone number. Do they have your name, though? I don't know. I just don't want people having my fucking phone number. Like, I wish there would be a big backlash to this shit where, you know, when you walk into a rental car and they're like, how did you hear about us? And people like, well, I was talking to my mother. You know, where does your mother live? Can we have a phone number? What's her address? And they just will ask and ask and ask until you go, hey, I don't think that's any of your fucking business. And then they go, okay. And then you realize, wait a minute. So those other 5 things that I just gave you, that was optional too? But anyways, yeah, I'm not on. So I got sick of being on the same 4 or 5 websites. I'd go onto Facebook. I'd go onto YouTube. I'd be on Twitter. And football and hockey season, NFL.com, NHL.com, and then one of 3 porn sites when I'm on the road, right? So, Facebook is gone. I'm done with internet porn. I've tried quitting this like heroin, like 50. Like, how do you not watch fucking hot chicks banging? I mean, how do you not fucking watch it? I never should have opened that Pandora's box. So, anyways, I'm trying to stay away from that. So then I was thinking, I need some new fucking websites here, new places to go. So I just looked up the top 20, and all of them, it was like Google, YouTube, half of the ones where I was on, except the number 3 one, and I went on that one. It was some fucking website from China. So I've actually been on their website, so I'm sure they stole a bunch of shit from me, or I'm on some sort of watch list now. So my question to you guys is, if you know any decent like websites that just, I don't know, that has some cool content or whatever that I can go to, because I don't know, I'm kind of sick of the ones that I'm going to. Oh, but what I was going to say was I went down this rabbit hole when I was on YouTube. Like, I never got into punk music, and I just keep hearing like more and more, like as deep as I went was like Butthole Surfers, like Rancid. I like those guys that like crossed over, you know what I mean? Into the mainstream, which I'm sure all punk rockers were saying, Butthole Surfers are fucking punk. These people are punk. I know, and this isn't jazz, and that's not real fucking country music, and all your fuck you and the posters on your wall. All right, I'm new to this shit, so I just went down this rabbit hole, and I was just kind of like, well, what's hardcore punk versus regular punk, and then I was watching this interview with like one of the guitarists in Rancid, and he brought up that he liked oi music, like OI. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it was a kind of punk music. I was like, I never heard of that shit. And then I just looked it up, and I found all these fucking bands, and then it just went down this fucking, I don't know, I lost like 3 hours of my life. See, I found this band, Sham 69, and they were playing live, and dude, their frontman is fucking unbelievable. Like, I was watching this guy going like, this guy should be considered one of the great frontmen. Like, through one song, I was like, I would have loved to have been at that fucking show. His energy was ridiculous, right? And then I just started reading about them, and I might fuck this up because I read about a bunch of different bands, but there was like, I guess with them, that style of music, for whatever, they drew in like soccer fans or whatever, like the hooligans, and then there was some neo-Nazis there, and then they were all fighting with each other, and there was one night there was some big fucking brawl at one of their shows, and it was so bad it almost like killed their career, or it might have been that band or something. I definitely recommend like just going on YouTube and looking up all that shit, because so much stuff that I didn't understand about punk music, because so many of the punk singers could not fucking sing, and it just sounded like angry karaoke to me, like played through a fucking it didn't sound like it was in stereo. But all of a sudden now those sounds are like appealing to me, so I'm kind of gravitating towards it. So there's this famous picture of Sid Vicious, and he has a swastika on his shirt. So that used to always make me stay away from the Sex Pistols, going like, oh man, that they were like that, anti-Semitic and all of this type of shit, white supremacist. And from what I was reading, this is so fucked up. It's kind of funny though. It had nothing really to do with the Nazis. What it had to do was their parents, who were part of the World War II generation. I guess, rather than saying to the children of that generation, we used to walk to school uphill both ways, they used to say, like, I don't want to hear you bitching, we defeated Hitler and we won World War II, and they were like rubbing it in their face, like, what the fuck did you ever do? And they got sick of it. So they basically, it's like if you hate your dad and he's a Red Sox fan, you buy a Yankee hat. So like they hated their fucking World War II winning parents, I guess. So their reaction is that they wore the fucking German shit. But then what that inadvertently did is it started drawing out these neo-Nazis out to the show. Dude, it was fucking fascinating. You know that plaid that they wear? I always saw that, and they put all the pins and shit through it. I guess that was actually someone in the royal family, like that was their colors or whatever. So then they took that. So some of the shit, they either did the exact opposite, or they just took from the aristocrat, the people in power, and put their own fucking twist on it just to piss them off. And I don't know, but the one band that I came across that I really fucking liked was Sham 69, and particularly was Borstal Breakout, and Hurry Up Harry was a cool fucking song. And I don't know, I've tried like 9,000 times. I know I missed out on Black Flag and Bad Brains and all of that shit. I would really like somebody give me an entry level band, like how I can work my way down from, like, you know, the Green Day level that I'm at. Not disrespecting Green Day, because I think they're a great fucking band, but I understand that they're super successful and they've made a ton of money, so they're automatically not a part of that scene anymore, right? Is that how it fucking works? I don't fucking know. Anyways, I got my big shows tomorrow night. I'm going to read these last two advertisements, and that's going to be it. And then I'm going to find a sports spot tonight, and I'm going to watch my Bruins as we fucking mediocre our way through another fucking season. You know, I'm glad we re-signed Marchand, man. I'm surprised we didn't fucking lose him. We must have something good coming down the pike if he stayed, because that guy had an unbelievable season. And I missed the World Cup of hockey, but they were saying in the hockey news that he very easily could have been the fucking MVP of the thing. So I'm glad we got that guy. I hope some of these prospects fucking pan out. Pasternak, there's like 58 different ways to pronounce that guy. Maybe he'll blossom into I just want somebody scoring 50, right? That guy that you just have to fuck, the other team just has to fucking prepare for. You know what I mean? Like a Ovechkin level fucking guy. We got it, Bill. All right. Simply Safe. Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe it's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month, no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts, none. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection named best in the industry. Security professionals watching, ready to instantly send the police. And it's just $14.99 per month. That's less than half of what most companies charge. Protect your home in the smart way. Call to action. Protect your home the smart way. I just fucking said that. Visit simplysafeburr.com. Go right now, and you'll also get free shipping on your order and a free keychain remote worth $25, and it takes only a minute. That's simplysafeburr.com. Simplysafeburr.com. You know, I got a free keychain when I bought my car. Fucking thing broke within like 2 days of me having the goddamn thing. All right. Helix. You're unique. You don't walk like everyone, talk like everyone else, or sleep like everyone else. So why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a truly customized mattress will cost you $5,000 to $10,000. Is that true? Until now. Go to helixsleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and they'll run a 3D biochemical model of your body through the proprietary algorithms they developed with the help of the world's leading ergonomics and biomechanics experts. Dude, if they work with fucking grass, that was a fancy name for landscaping. I wouldn't even know what that meant. The result, the most comfortable mattress you've ever slept on. Helix customers report a 30% improvement in overall sleep quality. And for couples, they customize each side of the mattress. Oh, I thought they wanted you to lay on top of each other so when you're fucking, it's still comfortable. You never know. Maybe they do. Now, how do you guys usually do it? Is she riding you? Are you on top of her? Is it doggy style? Because if that's the case, then we need imprints for knees and hands. And for couples, they customize each side of the mattress. Your mattress arrives at your door in about a week, and shipping is 100% free. That's why everyone from GQ magazine to Forbes are all talking about Helix Sleep. You have 100 nights to try it out, and if you don't love it, they'll pick it up. Gross. They'll pick it up for free. How thick are the gloves? You know what? They probably use those barbecue pit gloves, welder gloves, and they give you 100% refund, no questions asked. Go to helixsleep.com/Burr and get $50 off your order. That's helixsleep.com/Burr. Hey, helixsleep.com/Burr. You know what they probably do with those mattresses? I bet they bring them to Cuba for people who want to fucking try and come over here, you know? Because they always take a mattress. Maybe they sell it to them, you know, try to get a little bit of their money back. I have no idea. All I know is this is the end of the Thursday afternoon just before Monday morning podcast. Please enjoy the music as we will now be playing 30 minutes of greatest hits from a podcast gone by in a month that isn't this one, or maybe it is. I have no fucking idea. I apologize for the click sound. And now I have to shut it off. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on. All right, that's it. All right, guys, have a nice weekend, you cunts.
I'm worn out. I don't give a I watched that fucking game yesterday and we lost. And Nia was going to go see Lady Gaga last night. And at the last second, her friend bailed. Actually, the day before, her friend bailed. So she goes, do you want to go? Would you go with me? And I was just like, yeah, I'll fucking go to that. I'll go to it. You know, I'm a comedian. I need to know what the fuck's going on in pop culture. I will go to this stuff. I will go to this thing. And she goes, do you realize how funny it's going to be if somebody who listens to your podcast is at that thing and sees you at that? And I said, yeah, it's going to be fucking hilarious. So I went down there, getting ready to see, you know. No, let's tell this in chronological order. I'm watching the Patriots game over a buddy of mine's house, and I'm just pounding beers. I don't know why. I bought a 12-pack. They were set up, and I just felt like I had to knock them all down. And I think I had at least 7 of them, if not 8. Somebody else was digging into them, too. I can't fucking remember. You know, one of those things where you're not really totally hammered, but you forget your sunglasses. You know, like that kind of level drunk. So now I got to race home. And, you know, I shut myself off in the third quarter just like I'm at the game. And I just start drinking waters and eating fucking chicken wings and shit. And sober up, jump in the car, drive home, put on a shirt. Oh, wait, no, we took a cab. That's right. We ended up taking a cab over to Staples Center. And we missed the opening act, which I'm like bonus. Because I know I'm not going to like them. And we come fucking walking into the Staples Center, and right as the show starts, and Lady Gaga comes out of a fake castle on a horse and starts walking around the arena. You know, they do that big thing now where they got like the big fucking half a semicircle loop with a bunch of fucking raven kids in the middle of it. And that's what started it off. And then she sang one of her songs. And then she went back into the castle. And then all of a sudden, it looked like it was a turkey with its legs spread. And she came out of the vagina of that, unzipped it, and came out of that, you know. And then sang another fucking song. You know, a bunch of shredded gay guys, all 5, 6, 7, 8, all at the same fucking time. And then she just starts spewing this fucking self-help horse shit. You know? Doing that stupid dramatic pause to milk the crowd. She's just like, you know, it's great to be here tonight, Los Angeles. And everybody's like, wah! And she's just like, I got a message out there for anyone who's ever felt different. If you feel different, no, then blah, 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 and all this fucking bullshit about being different. It was literally like, it was like gay Spinal Tap. And it was honestly, it was a terrible fucking show. Terrible show. The fucking dancing was terrible. She can sing, but she stinks at dancing. She's on a fucking horse. She comes out of a vagina. How many times has that been done? Why'd you come out of the vagina, Lady Gaga? Let me guess, this album was a rebirth for you? You fucking hack. Ripping off Madonna right and left. First of all, she's got that one song that I don't know what Madonna's song is. I never know. Whenever I hear it, I start singing the other Madonna song. She's ripping off Madonna right down. She had a black Jesus. And the crowd's eating it up. And at first I'm like, you got to be fucking, she's doing the black Jesus thing? Like a prayer? Am I the only guy? And I looked around. I was like, oh my God, I'm old. I'm old. I'm fucking old. And I'm sitting there and all I want to do is just start trashing. I want to start heckling, which I did a couple of times. And Nia just gave me the look and I was like, I can't ruin this for her. She was going to go here with somebody else who was going to be waving glow sticks, and I agreed to come here. I can't be a cunt. So I'm not going to lie to you. I sat down after the first fucking song, and it was really difficult to listen to. It was really fucking annoying. Way more annoying than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be all right, you know. Still going to be on some level. I'll appreciate it. This is pop shit. I can try to come here and enjoy this shit. And it just really wasn't a good show. I can't fucking... Oh, with the stupid dramatic pauses. Why do singers always have to look up in the air halfway through a sentence and just get another applause break? I saw a band the other night in this little fucking club, and the guy was doing that. He was like, you know, this is the first time. Then he looks up at the ceiling, and it's just dead silence. And then the crowd always gives in to the fucking silence. I don't know if they feel uncomfortable with it, and they just feel they have to fill it up by going, woo! And then the guy finishes the sentence, that we've been in Los Angeles in 3 years. It's like, why couldn't you just complete that sentence? Why couldn't you just go, hey, you know, this is the first time we've been in Los Angeles for like 3 years. And we're happy to be back because you guys are great fans. You could do that in like fucking, what was that? How long did it take me to say that? 3.5 seconds? It takes him like 30 seconds. Los Angeles is a city. That's on the west coast of this country. And you know. Oh, it's fucking horrible. So anyways, Lady Gaga's on stage. I can't believe I have this fucking story. I feel like I dreamed it. She just goes, you know, she finishes another one of her fucking horseshit songs. I think at that point she was like dry humping a yak to protest some sort of Middle Eastern thing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And by the way, her drummer was the shit. And I really would have enjoyed watching him, but he appeared to be in the dungeon section inside the fucking castle. Because God forbid there's somebody else out on the fucking stage taken away from your fucking horseshit. Oh, my God. And then she had two plants in the crowd. Two clear fucking plants. She calls some fucking young gay kid on the crowd and tells him it's okay. And the kid starts fucking. It's like, how did you get his number? When did you get his number? How did they have him mic'd up? How can I hear this guy clear as fucking day talking into a fucking cell phone that's going through the roof of the Staples Center to outer space, back down to the fucking, through the roof again to Lady Gaga, who's got drapes around her fucking head, right? Crowd's eating it up. Like, oh my God, she's a saint. Look at her reaching out, right? And then the worst part was she's sitting there dancing around. And she's only a little bit better a dancer than I am, and I'm fucking horrific. So she's up there. And then she goes, where's that guy with the green hair in the crowd? Get up on the stage, you know, because she's so down to earth. And the green-haired dude gets up on the fucking stage, shirtless, shredded, right? So right there, you know it's a plant. Although there were a lot of gay guys there, and gay guys are always fucking shredded. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. So the shirtless fucking shredded dude with the green hair gets on, runs up the runway, doing his best to act like he's shocked. And then they go into this fucking dance routine, and this dude knows every fucking move, right down to when to leave with the other dancers and walk into the castle. It's like, why is he going into the castle? I thought he was just some random guy you pulled out of the fucking crowd. Shouldn't he go back to his goddamn seat? How much of a grumpy cunt am I that I'm really ripping this shit apart? It was fucking. I gotta tell you, I was really disappointed. I felt like I put myself in the headspace where I could enjoy this. I was already 7 beers in. I grabbed a little bit of McDonald's on the way in. I had a quarter pounder with cheese with some French fries. I'm like, all right, let's see this. I know she can sing, so it should be halfway decent. And it just was. Ending the songs and then just sitting there with fucking every time drapes around her face. It's like, when are you just going to accept your nose? We get it. You don't like your nose, but you're afraid to get a nose job because you think it's going to change the sound of your voice. Just when are you're sitting there telling all these young gay kids it's okay that they're different. And here it is. You can't even accept your face, walking around like that chick from The Ring. Your hair all in your goddamn face. It's so fucking awful. and finish it every song, and then she'd just sit there all wrapped in drapes and then being all like breathing into the mic, which was super fucking annoying. And then she was like, I hope you guys are having a good time tonight. Because if you're not, I don't give a fuck. I said, I don't give a fuck. And the whole crowd goes nuts. And then she proceeds to give a fucking speech about how much she doesn't give a fuck. Goes over to another shredded gay guy fucking backup dancer. You know, hey, fucking soliloquy. Do you give a fuck? He's like, I don't give a fuck either. I think that's when I heckled. And I got my first dirty look from there. Because it's literally like, you know, if you don't give a fuck, get on with the not giving a fuck. Why would you stop and give a speech? You know, that's something I've learned in life is if you don't give a fuck, you just, you don't say you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, other people, they recognize it and they say it for you. Hey, dude, you know that kid, Mike? Yeah, dude, that kid, he doesn't give a fuck. Seriously, that kid, and then you tell the fucking story. But Mike isn't walking around going, you know, telling everybody that he doesn't give a fuck. She clearly gives a fuck. She gives a fuck how she looks. I don't think she likes the way she looks, and I think that that's why she's fucking walking around with an Afghan or fucking, I don't know what you call it, upholstery all over her fucking face. I don't know. Whatever. Which I just enjoyed the I don't know, the fucking, I don't know what. I was really, I mean, as dumb as this sounds, I went there with some sort of expectations, and I just, you know, I thought the drummer was the best part of the fucking show, and he was in a castle, and I couldn't fucking see him. Granted, his drumsticks were lit up, so I could see some of the shit that he was doing, but I don't know. And then there was some sort of story going on. I felt like they were like workshopping a musical, and they didn't really have the full story. There just kept being this face that would glow up, and it was Lady Gaga's, and she would just be speaking monotone like she was some sort of zombie, which I guess was supposed to give it some sort of depth. Can you guys believe that somebody 44, going to be 45, is wasting this much time talking about how I was disappointed at a Lady Gaga concert, as if that fucking show in any shape or form was designed to appeal to some fucking redheaded cunt like me, you know? Whatever. I had to get that out because there's a chance Nia might be coming down to the podcast, and I did a real good job not taking the piss out of that show when I was there and not ruining it for her. But anyways, it was really bad. You know what I mean? Even Madonna concerts back in the fucking day. Oh, that was another thing that she fucking said. She was going like, you know, when I started out, dramatic pause. People didn't think that I could bring the underground gay scene to the mainstream. You know, it's like, why are you ignoring Madonna? Didn't Madonna do that like 20 years ago? Didn't the Village People kind of start it? You know what's funny about, like, that shit was so fucking underground in the 70s, right into the 80s, that morons like me didn't know that, like, half the people you were listening to were gay. You had no, even though, like, you'd be listening to a band called Queen, and the guy's prancing around in fucking, I don't know what, diapers, adult diapers, I don't know what he was doing, walking around barefoot. You still, the music was, you still didn't know. I watched the other day, I was watching this Judas Priest concert. I forget where the fuck they were. It was like in the early 80s. And Rob Halford is coming out like in like literally fucking like this S&M outfit. And you had no fucking idea. I don't know. There's like 20 guys like that. It was still underground. But like that Madonna shit, when she did all that Vogan crap, that was like almost 25 years at this point. So I don't know. I think that's just what it is. I think I'm just an old fucking guy. And I imagine when I was watching whatever the fuck I was watching, they were all going, dude, Zeppelin did this like 15 years ago. As I'm sitting there freaking out watching a band called Cinderella. I think that was the point of it. No offense to Lady Gaga fans. I think I just realized how fucking old I was. All right. And I just watched my team lose.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. And this is the Monday morning podcast for the week of October something. What is it, the 20th? I believe it's the 20th. I'm actually in Phoenix International Airport, connecting, trying to get back to L.A. after I had a great weekend out in Austin, Texas at the Cap City Comedy Club. And I want to thank everybody who came out to my shows. Crowds were ridiculous. Just awesome crowds. There wasn't one asshole the whole week. I don't know. Definitely going to be coming back. And thanks to Dudley and Bob, too, the radio show, that let me whore myself out the entire week so I could get some fannies in the seats. And with that, here's the podcast. Oh, that beginning stunk. Sound like I just lost an election. I want to thank everybody who helped me out. And this isn't over. We're going to regroup, and we're going to be back. What the fuck? So anyways, as many of you know, I'm a huge fan of all Boston sports growing up outside the city. And last night, my Red Sox lost Game 7 to the Rays, whatever the fuck they call themselves now. Because what was the Devil too mean? Can somebody from Tampa please explain to me why you dropped Devil? Isn't Devil Rays the name of a stingray? You know? Did some stingrays get together and find it offensive? Anyways, congratulations to all the Rays fans. Keep wanting to say Devil Rays. Definitely with a better team. I don't know, man. You guys were just too good. You were just too good. Pitching was ridiculous. You got a bunch of young studs on there. And you know what? I hope you can hold on to them for when rich-ass teams like the Red Sox start buying people up, because that's what the fuck is wrong with baseball. Because you waited long enough down there, you should have a good team. You should have it for a while. Much as it's going to fuck that. We'll be back next year. But anyways, you know something? Yeah. I was going to say, you guys got a great team, but you know what you do have to get rid of? You don't have to. Just a suggestion. The fucking cowbells. That was really, I don't know. You know, I was willing to look the other way, that every time I saw the D-Rays on TV for the last fucking 10 years, there was 8 people in the crowd, and now all of a sudden you guys are good and everybody shows up. I was willing to look the other way, because I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch a Celtic game for about 8 years until last year. So everybody does that. But the cowbells, nothing screams expansion team like noisemakers. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what? Our fans are so fucking lame that even when this place is sold out, we have to give them noisemakers like it's fucking New Year's. You know what I mean? And it really doesn't hurt the other team. It sort of annoys everybody. You noticed last night your starting pitcher was wearing earplugs. I don't understand. Just as a sports fan, I don't understand. Like how I understand annoying the batter with the fucking cowbells, but the pitcher can hear it too. No one wants to hear that. You know? They really don't. But you know what? I'll give you a pass because you're an expansion team. The team that I will not give a pass to is the California Angels of Anaheim, just north of San Diego, but fucking south of Sacramento, whatever they call themselves, with those thunder sticks. I don't know. It's just really gay. You know, people should know you're in the stands just because of you vocally. When you have to, you know. I mean, how did that work out there, Angels fan? Did you literally get down on your knees and blow those things up yourself? All right, I'm being a bit of a jerk. And it has nothing to do with the Sox losing. It actually has to do with the fact that I stuck around Texas for an extra day. Because I drove over to Houston and went to a fucking Texans game by myself. It's just pathetic. I don't know. I got this OCD thing. I got to go to every fucking team stadium. And I think I'm over it. Because I was really sitting there in the Holiday Inn last night thinking, you know, I could have been home right now. But I didn't, because I decided to stay an extra day, blow a couple of $100, and watch the Houston Texans play the Detroit Lions. because everybody knows what a fucking pivotal game that is in the middle of October. What a moron. So anyway, hey, let's start a new topic on the podcast, annoying things in sports. I'm going to start it off, okay? I already sort of trashed. I definitely trashed the Angel fans, but I'm going to say noisemakers. I'm going to start off like that. I think they're fucking stupid, they're unnecessary, and they make your fans look amateurish. You know what I'm saying? But just to be fair, I will throw my own team under the bus because I love the Red Sox. I love their fans. But when they start singing Sweet Caroline during the 7th inning, I don't know. I just want the green monster to fall on every person who's singing. I would just like to gather up everyone in the crowd, make them stand under the green monster, and then somehow push it over on top of them. And you know what? I'm actually going to say I think that's worse than noisemakers. The singing of that awful song. The song is so bad to begin with, and then when the whole crowd goes, bum, 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 it just really makes me want to slip my wrist. What else? What other ones? The fuck else bugs me? I'd say the Yankees when they do that, when the grounds crew dances to YMCA, which was cute at first, but wasn't that like a big thing when disco came back in the late 90s for half a second? It's kind of over. So why don't you pick a bad 80s heavy metal tune, like Rock Me Like a Hurricane or whatever. I don't know. I got fucking nothing. I got nothing this week. You know what I got? I got exactly what my cell phone has. I got one bar right now. It's exactly what I have. So why don't I get on with the questions for the week? And the underrated, overrated, and all that. If you're new to my podcast, this is what I do. I babble in airports. And, oh, hey, you know what I just did about 5 minutes ago? When I was in, I hate when people do that. Did you hear that? You know, these security guards walk by and they have their walkie-talkie and they got it turned on to 10 so you can't even hear what they're saying. The guy, he can't even understand it. He just walks by and you hear, it's like, I got it, you're important. People need to know where you are at all times. Why don't you turn it down to 8 for the rest of us? So anyways, I was dining in the, what the fuck's the name of the place? Taberna del Tequila. It's airport Mexican food, which is some of the fattest Mexican food that you can have, I think, because it's sort of fast food and it's made by white people. So, white people, the makers of McDonald's. So anyways, I'm in there and there's some fucking asshole at the bar talking unbelievably loud on his cell phone. And I do what I usually do. I rather than just addressing the guy, I go passive aggressive. First thing I do is I just let out a couple of Jesus Christ, shut up, you know, kind of do that. And, you know, or if he's going like, yeah, I'll kind of go, yeah. I'll do one yeah really loud. And I was sitting there going like, why don't I just tell the guy that he's fucking yelling? And I'm thinking because I'm an angry person and I'll sound like a dick and I might end up getting into a fist fight. And then I started thinking to myself, this guy's not going to get... When was the last time you saw a fist fight in a fucking airport? I got to be honest with you, I've never seen it. Okay? I've been reading about anger. Most of anger comes when you're in a position and you feel powerless. So in my head, I was like, I'm powerless to do anything about this situation because I don't want to get into a fist fight because I'm going to lose either way. You know what I mean? Once you get past a certain age, you're going to lose. It's either A, you get your ass kicked, you know what I mean? And you're standing up in some, you know the paper that goes around a straw? Yeah, it's like stuck to the back of your head. You're either going to suffer that or you're going to fucking win, and then you're going to get sued. I think that's why adults don't fight. It's the double whammy of the possibility of losing and getting sued. Then I was thinking to myself, like, why don't you just not say it like a fucking asshole? Right? Just do it that way. So that's what I did. I just said, hey. And he kind of looked over, and I said, you're kind of shouting. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. And then he dropped it down to a respectable tone. And I was like, well, see, there you go. See how I do that? I always invent in my head that I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me because I grew up and I had four brothers, 5 of us all together, and that's the way it went down in my house. Hey, could you turn the channel? And next thing you know, it was like 8-year-old UFC. And the battle always went to the ground. But the grappling, it wasn't sophisticated grappling. It was more just headlocks and hair pulling. Actually, no. Did we ever have? No. We actually had a rule in our house that you could basically beat the living shit out of somebody below the neck and above the crotch. You could just hammer somebody's torso. We used to beat each other like some of these assholes beat their wives. We don't want the bruises to show. Okay, I'm off the beaten track here. Let's answer some questions here before my cell phone dies. All right, question number 1. And as always, I haven't read these fucking things, so I'm going to have to read the whole goddamn thing. Hey, Bill, podcasts are great to listen to every week. Don't know if you're a smoker or not, but was wondering how you felt about those bullshit truth commercials. Just saw one where it's these 2 bitches, Jesus Christ, it's 2 bitches dancing in the street singing, if you smoke, it might take your life, but if you don't, you might beat up your wife. Once it sunk in what they were saying, after about 10 seconds, it just filled me with so much anger that they would say that smokers are more apt to beat their wives without the nicotine. I hope that secondhand cancer does actually exist and every one of those truth motherfuckers get lung cancer and dies a slow, drawn-out, painful death. What do you think about the truth commercials? You know what I love about my listeners is when they state their point, you'd never have to wonder what side of the issue they're on. They're like reverse politicians. Yeah, I hate those commercials. Those commercials actually make me want to smoke and blow smoke into people's faces. I don't wish that they die of a slow, painful death of cancer. I don't take it to your level, but just in your defense, I haven't seen that commercial yet. But I don't know why they've never been able to make a. The only good anti-smoking commercial they ever made was way back in the day, and you kids can YouTube this. Go onto YouTube and check out. There's this great actor, one of my favorite actors of all time, Yul Brynner, and you should rent Westworld, by the way. A movie a lot of people don't know about he was in. But basically, he was dying of lung cancer, and right before he died, he did a commercial and went on TV, and he said, "Hi, I'm Yul Brynner. I have lung cancer. By the time you see this, I will be dead. Don't smoke." And it was just like, it was just delivered with Yul Brynner's typical, no bullshit brand of speaking. So I think that that's what they should do. And I want to say a few years ago, didn't they have that? I remember in New York they had these ads, maybe 10 years ago. They just started showing people who were dying of lung cancer. And actually that was too brutal. Oh, that was right. They had the guy who was holding the thing up to his throat. "My name is Stan. I have been a smoker." He was doing that shit. And then, it was just so over the top, everybody laughed. I don't know, dude. You fucking ripped those people so bad. How exactly would you come about doing a commercial where they're telling you not to smoke? I don't know. I got to tell you this though. I'm really annoyed with smokers when they're still pissed how they can't smoke in bars. And I was down in Austin and people started smoking in the bar, and it's been so long since I've actually smelled that, and it's fucking ridiculous. It's really fucking you walk out of there, you felt like you fought a fire. Your eyes are all red, they're burning, it's in your clothes. It's disgusting. I have no problem with people smoking. I really don't. Smoke all you want, but take it outside. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle there. I think those truth commercials do suck, without a doubt. But I'm glad that they put you people outside. I think that's where you belong, I think before you come back in, they should hose you down with some sort of perfume so we don't have to smell your shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think if I have a hobby or a habit or something that really annoys people, other than my general cuntiness. All right. Okay, Bill, I got a couple questions for you. When was your big break? I mean, when did you really start getting paid seriously for your comedy? How long did it take? Okay. Well, I've had some ups and downs there, fella. Let's see. I had a day job for the first 3.5 years, and I paid off my car, and I was still living at home like a fucking loser, but I was a smart loser, so I was getting out of debt. Unlike this shithead I just saw walking through the airport, so bad these credit card companies are actually, I think people's credit's so bad they're desperate for new customers. You literally get off the plane and they're like, excuse me, sir, can I talk to you? Do you guys, and they're basically giving away a free plane ticket if you sign up for a MasterCard. A free plane ticket, yeah. Sign up for a MasterCard at fucking 18 to 22% interest, and you'll buy that ticket about 9 times during the course of the year. You know, I think I might go over there and just fuck up their sales pitch just by saying, you ever seen that shit? Those dumb fucks at football games. You know, they're handing out like a free T-shirt if you sign up for a Visa card. I mean, how much is a T-shirt? Honestly, even if you go to a concert, it's going to cost you like $35, $40, which is ridiculous. But you're going to pay that in interest every month. You know, go down to fucking Clothes for Less. You go to Foot Locker, you can get like 3 T-shirts for $20. No, I'd rather have this piece of plastic, dude. Anyways, so when was my big break? I had a couple. Let's see. I moved to New York, and I booked an acting gig, and I made a little chunk of money, and then the acting gig ended, but I was able to live off that for a year, so I didn't have to get a day job when I moved to New York. But so I was living good in 97, and then it was pretty rough, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. By then I was like, this is the deal, I was doing colleges. I was doing like 9 million colleges, grossing about $100,000 a year, paying 20% commission. That dropped it down to 80, plus another $10,000 in expenses, dropped it down to 75. And then the government would come in and take their fucking half to drop it down to 35, and then accountants and other bullshit would drop it down. I was making about $30,000 a year, so I was basically, the cubicle guy, except I was telling jokes. So my life was still good, but yeah, I was making about, after all the bullshit, I was making about $30,000 a year for a while. And then I turned around, and that was sort of steady right up until 2005. That was the year when I did an HBO half hour, and I got on Opie and Anthony. And literally the month I got on Opie and Anthony, my HBO special came out. And then after that, then people started coming to my shows. Then I started making good money. And fortunately, it has continued. So yeah, I would say the first break came when I made a little money on TV, 96, 97. And then the second time was 2005. Did I even answer that? I get fucking bored with that answer after a while. Anything else? How long did it take? Do you ever still do stand up for $10 for 15 minutes? Yes, I do every single week. If I'm in New York, I do it, at the local clubs, and when I'm in LA, I do it at the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory and the Improv. They don't pay that much, So, and one last question. Oh yeah, do you think it's possible for a comedian to do 10 spots a night, getting paid $10 for every 15 minutes at 10 different clubs? All right, you sound like a guy who wants to do comedy and you're trying to figure out how you can make it financially. You'll be fine. Just have a day job and just keep hustling at night. And this is the big thing. Get yourself out of debt. Pay off your car. If you got a brand new car, fucking try and sell it and get something quality that's used that you can actually pay off and get out of debt, because that's what will fuck you. Oh, yeah, and don't knock up somebody that you don't give a shit about. That's another thing that will fuck you. Other than that, you'll be fine, okay? Nobody makes shit when they start off, and then somehow, I don't know what happens. Eventually start making money. All right, my cell phone's going to die, so I think I got to make this actually short for once. Yeah, sorry, guys. This is going to be a real quick one. Let me see if I got anything. else? No more questions that I can see. Here's somebody talking about my sports obsession, about going to all the stadiums. Bill, I totally respect your sports junkie nerd obsession. And if you got the means to do it, go for it. Why not? I've seen a lot more money spent on dumber shit before, like a wife who doesn't work. There's a lot of anger towards women on these things. Jesus Christ. You guys sound like my act. But anyway, as I've listened to your podcast, it sounds like you've been to pretty much every sports venue in the United States and Canada. And I asked you a question. What's the best fight you've ever seen at a sporting event? Oh, man, that's a good one. Well, let's hear his first. He says, mine, hands down, a Raw event, if you count wrestling as a sport. It was in 2000. WWF was at its height, and the entire crowd of 20,000 was drunk 18 to 24-year-olds showing up in groups of 10. And when one asshole from one group would start shit with another asshole, it wasn't a fight between two guys. It was an all-out 20-man brawl. Watching somebody get their nose broken over the fact that he's not a stone-cold fan is some funny shit, to say the least. All right, I've seen some classic ones coming from Boston. I remember going to an old Bruins. They were playing like the Nordiques or the North Stars, one of those great teams that doesn't play anymore. And first of all, I remember this guy had this great sign in the upper deck. It said, Quebec has no deeks. And to me, that was hilarious because I was 18 years old and it was a dick joke. But anyways, I don't know what happened. Like these Bruins fans got into it with the Nordiques or Canadian fans. I can't remember what. So they would just So like an idiot, I learned my lesson. I ran over to look at the fight. You ever go to do that? Never run over to look at a brawl because it's like a tornado. You don't know where it's going to go, and all of a sudden you're in the fucking middle of it, and there's no bathtub to jump into. So that's basically what happened. The fucking fight spilled over onto me, and I was literally impaled on one of those, those old yellow rails? I don't know, people from Boston remember it. And all I remember was some guy, I don't know what he did. Evidently, he tried to push this cop down the stairs, and I don't know how to this day this cop did it, but he literally was walking down the stairs with this guy, and he had a handful of his neck. It's like he was carrying him like luggage, and inside of his fist was the guy's jugular, and this guy was literally turning blue. And as the cop walked down the stairs, he just kept repeatedly stating, "Try to push me down the stairs, huh? Try to push me down the stairs, huh?" And this guy's eyes just kept bullet. I thought he was going to kill him. But I don't know. I don't think I've just seen just haymakers thrown. I've never seen like a 20-on-20 brawl. I went to a Rangers-Islanders game in 1989 when a buddy of mine was going to Hofstra. That's back when everybody was coked up. And I saw some guys who were way too old to be fighting, going at it in the upper deck. And I got to admit, I was terrified because I felt like a man without a country, and I was going to be discovered. You know what I felt like? I felt like that old guy in the beginning of Scarface that gets stabbed in that tent city. You know, I'm sitting there trying to act like I'm one of the group, and I really don't give a fuck about their cause. But you know what? I probably have to think about that a little bit longer. My cell phone's going to die. I'm kind of mentally in a panic right now because I've just babbled for about 20 minutes, and I'm worried that it's not going to save it. So I'm going to cut it short here. Thanks to everybody who came out to Austin. So next week, send me in some stuff that you find in sports that you find annoying. Please keep sending in the underrated. Next week, I will be in town in L.A., so I'll give a longer podcast. And in November, I got the D.C. Improv, and I'm playing Zanies in Nashville. And hopefully in the next month or so, I will be getting some dates for 2009. All right, that is it. Everybody have a good week, and I will talk to you next Monday. All right, bye.